Oh, we're live?
I am now.
Alright. We're gonna need
Shareable link.
just a bit. You share the link.
Yeah, hold on. Let me get the link.
So,
Get shareable link. Link copy to clipboard so I can post it here. Then I'll post it in the group chat.
yep.
There it is.
Alright, hello everyone. This is Robert the Greatest here.
It's actually me
I've got
streaming.
my best pal and autist, Matthew, right here.
Yeah, I'm
And
the
we've
one
got-
streaming because Celeste. Wait, do they know your name?
They know my name.
Okay. I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah, because Celeste has technical difficulties, so I'm the one streaming, so I can do whatever I want. So I might. Who knows? Who knows what I'll do?
Yeah, but he's streaming it from his end because there's technical difficulties, and then we have the one and the only CubeMasterPro, now Retro Man TV.
Oh yeah, Retro. Share that link.
Creator of the Garfelf Guide series. Matthew, shut the fuck up.
Well, it's not 4. We should. I just streamed just so we could like start off.
Matthew, shut up.
I'm done streaming. I could just end.
Oh, holy crap, I just realized, like, the stream was also live on my end, and so I was wondering, because, like, it was reverbing, like, what the hell's that reverb? And like, oh, wait.
Yeah, it's happening real time on your computer.
Yeah, my crappy Wi-Fi.
So, Retro Matthew and I have been shooting the shit for about an hour now, before everything started. So yeah, that's us. I guess we should start with the questions, right?
Well, let's let everyone join.
Who is everyone?
Like, let people join. Like, see the thing. Like, give it like maybe like a few 30 seconds or something. I mean, if you want to go straight ahead. I mean, it's your thing, your interview. So
yeah,
do whatever you want. But that's what I do. That's usually what I do. Hi, Ava. Hi, Puffle.
All right.
Hey, Retro.
Anyways,
Ava's in chat.
I'm just having to hear, like, reminder chat.
there we go. All
Wait,
right.
am I streaming? Am I streaming on?
Matt.
Okay. I thought I was streaming on the Pestafan for a second.
No. I don't think you are. No. If you were, I couldn't even be mad. But I guess starting off, Retro, how are you introduced to Baldi's Basics?
So, that's actually, pretty interesting, because, initially, my memory's kind of foggy on how I was introduced to it. I just know, like, I saw it started trending on the internet. It was either via Markiplier or, like, many other big gaming, probably the Ultim or Iulatim, like, if anyone's seen the yeah video on how to pronounce that dude's name. Yeah, probably through that guy. And, what also introduced me to modding was seeing, like, I believe it was that one mod about, like, the NFL dude. I forgot his name. Like, no, not Tom Clancy.
Tom Brady?
Regardless, I forgot their name.
Tom
Tom Brady?
No, not Tom Brady. It was, like, some guy from the NFL. Someone made a mod about them in Baldi's Basics. And I was like, oh, hey, that's pretty cool. Didn't think I'd be here, like, so many years later.
Yeah. It's pretty neat. Let me see if I can pull up. Oh, hold up. Google Docs.
Hold on.
There we go. Second question. Oh, yeah, that also tackled my second question, how you were introduced to the modding communities and how it inspired you to make a mod. Okay, so do you have any, like, specific inspirations aside from that one mod?
Oops.
Hold up. Like, did anything else?
Oh, there were two inspirations I can recall before I decided to make a mod myself. So, like, I as a, like, younger high schooler, I had, my sort of autist sense of humor. So, the first video I can recall was this one video where someone modded the Doki Doki Literature Club title screen to be Baldi's Basics. So instead of, like, Doki Doki, it's like Baldi, and it starts playing the Baldi's Basics theme. I thought that was the funniest thing at the time. And then someone did a Doki Doki Literature Club mod in Baldi's Basics, and for some reason that for context, Doki Doki Literature Club, I didn't really see or watch too much of it at the time. I I just knew of its existence through like YouTubers like PK Russell and their infamous, cringe series. And so, I used to watch PK Russell a lot back then. I still watch him every now and then now. But I saw that and I was like, hey, maybe I should take my own swing at making a mod. And what had me choose Garfelf actually. So I was fresh off of the production line of a older project I did, which is documented in like several sources regarding me on the internet. A thing called Super Spicy K-pop memes, which is literally just something that was meant to be shared between me and some of my friends in middle school. I tried publishing that on YouTube at one point, way after the fact, but barely got any views. I think it got copyrighted anyway, so didn't really go anywhere outside of my middle school friend group. There are actually three of those, and one of them actually had a Garfield skit in it because I remember like the original Garfield skit. I really liked, and originally it was supposed to be Garfield and Garfield Sky, but I misspelled Garfield as Garfelp, so it kind of just made its own identity from there.
Yeah. Huh, wow.
Yeah, it's quite a kooky story.
So yeah, and wow. Okay, so and then I remember later in the. I guess I'll circle back to this, but then later in the series, that mod was mentioned. Is that how you got the name Johnny Old Boy? Or is like
Yeah, because like I believe I still have like the original Garfield skit. Like, if it like I'm just saying like if it's possible to play audio, like is it like I know we can't like show any visuals because how the stream's set up, but like I know I could plug in like a virtual cable to play audio from that original Garfield skit, which I still have as a standalone file.
If you have any like videos like you want to like show me, I could just put them on the screen if you want. You could just send them in the group chat and I could just show them on the
let me
screen.
see. Yeah, I can just load this on my phone because because the way my Wi-Fi is like right now, I have like buddies in chat, and so it's Axel. The two people from my side of the community, but like, yeah, in let's see, because with the Wi-Fi I have right now, if I were to just like upload it on Discord right now, not only would it take forever if I were to upload directly from my computer, but it would lag my voice out like crazy. So I'm just opening the file right now. Here it is. There are actually two of these featured in two different spicy K-pop meme videos. Like I said, there are like three of these, and they were made into that super comp. Let's see. I'll just like upload them where we are right now. So yeah, they're uploading. Once they're uploaded, you can see the context for what I have. Let's see, so it's uploading right now. Wait. Yeah, there it goes. Should be uploaded.
Yeah, all right. Let's see.
Oh wait, no, it's not uploaded. See here. I need to restart the uploads. Sorry if it takes like a little while. Wi-Fi, all that. Like I'm uploading these on my 5G data, so you can only imagine that.
Celeste, why do you want me to put the chat on the left? That would cover like the credits.
Can you make like the chat translucent? I guess
It is. Look, you can kind of see through it.
Okay, yeah, that.
There you go. Now the first one's uploaded.
If not, I could just turn it off. I can just turn it off
fine.
if you want, because it kind of
No,
covers.
that's good.
Okay, got you.
Yeah, I got the first one uploaded in the GC.
There we go.
All right, hold on.
All right.
Okay, should I put up like everything you send on the stream? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll pull it up on the stream. Media source.
I remember this.
Yeah, these were like the original like CubeMasterPro uploads that were also in the semi-lost.
Garfield, when I said get a job, I did not mean become a gay K-pop star, you stupid retarded abomination against nature.
Oh, come on, Johnny, old boy. You told me to get a job, so I decided to be a gay for Halloween.
Garfield mania. This why God hates you, because you're such abomination against nature. You decided to become a K-pop star.
Wanted to free Garfield in the pussy against jacket John Riffic Transific.
Garfield and the Who.
Here, I'll show you our latest video.
I guess
So,
yeah.
you like it, John Riffic? You are what?
Garfield line. You miserable
Yeah.
Korean cat. I have had it. This is the
Holy
last
shit.
straw.
Yeah.
I am going
Oh my
to
God.
put an end to you.
They're
Sorry,
saying they don't hear
look
right.
at a Jewish kid. You catch my drift.
Garfield.
Alright, so then that, I don't know why I can't. Yeah, the reason I've never seen it is because it's sending it here. Now I'll play the other one.
What do you usually have so far?
I was holy
Oh, yeah,
shit,
like three,
held
yeah.
for review. Buddy said holy shit and it got held for review.
Yo, Garfrickster, my
Yeah,
nigga, what you
that,
be doing on this
yeah,
5
buddy.
New Year's
Like
Day?
you mentioned, he's
Well, I
actually
decided to
one
make a
of the
change
that-
for New Year's, Joe. So I decided to do what Koreans do to get fan.
And what
Yeah,
might that be?
Garfield.
It's called Mukbang January. The Koreans do it with
Wow,
make
you
billions
pretty
of
much
dollars.
tackled
So
all of my
why
early
shouldn't
questions like in advance. Like I was gonna ask how you made these mods, but it's like I guess I gotta ask some more questions about that. Like how did you go about it? You know, it's like what was your process, creative process?
So my creative process, like I said, initially these were the inspirations, and so with that in mind, I was like, okay, well first I'm going to make a very funny comedic mod, and that was meant to be like the original one, right? And so I made that on the Crappy Family PC. I looked at internet tutorials to learn how to do all this. That's why I learned internet tutorials. And so once I did that, yeah, so once I did all that, sorry, I got distracted by something else. But like, yeah, so I learned how to make the mods, and then I just went with it, made it. Using Paint.net, MS Paint, just any like old pixel art software. And so once I did that, once I did that, I published a mod. And I did think, I thought, I was gonna get a couple plays here and there. I didn't think as much as gonna happen. Well, I Ulicked him. And I vividly remember when I saw this. I was at a Walmart shopping with my family. You know, some deceased, some not. But like, yeah, I was shopping in Walmart with some, and I saw that my mod was posted on Iulich's channel. I was like, holy crap, this is my big break. And then, like, before I knew it, yes, it was. I started getting invited to Discord communities. People were messaging me, including one of my longtime friends. We actually met because they were a fan of Garfelf's Guide, and we're to the point now where we're literally, like, really close friends. Like, personally and all that.
Nice.
But, yeah, you know, I made it, I posted it, and that was my first big break since being the Garnet Guy 67.
Sweet. It's a phenomenal story.
Wait,
And
Chad,
then-
can you hear echo?
Yeah, that launched Garfelf's Guide into stardom for a
Because,
brief moment. But then
Yeah.
we move on to Garfelf's Guide and the Secrets Within. So, what made you want to shift the series in a more horror-centric direction?
So I think what really did that is I was really into things like Five Nights at Freddy's and shows like The Walking Dead, and you know I really liked horror, and so like I always desired to make like a sort of horror themed story, And so, weirdly enough, I decided to use Garfelf's guide of all things. It gave it its own identity by giving it like a horror s setting. Like so at first it started with some teasers, which one of the comments on one of those teasers was literally, "This is not FNAF," or something on those lines. And with that, I posted more teasers, and eventually I dropped the game, and the first of what will become many iconic trailers. And yeah, once I released it, like I said, Tim covered it, and this one became a bigger impact than the last, almost, I'd say, because as time went on, I started seeing like so many more inspirations from this mod. You got Axel's basics, Quincy's basics. You got let's see, there are other ones, Billy's basics, I think it was called. And yeah, just like, and then even like Laboratory of Failures, that was another trendsetter that was inspired by that. Like, initially I didn't know how to put a flashlight into the game because, well, I suck at coding. I'm more in the art department. That's why most of the mods were like retextures, reskins. But people kind of took up the torch and added a flashlight for me. I was like, wow, I did all this.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, and then I guess there was also another one, like, if I can remember, it was like Luigi doll basics. There's a whole bunch, man. It was like
Yeah.
I was playing Blumbo's basics, and then all of a sudden he had hyper realistic bloodshot eyes, and he faced after me. It was scary.
Yeah, there are a lot of those mods.
Yeah. And then all of them named themselves like X Basics, and it's just like, dude, they're just seriously. It's just like there's, I guess, a lack of originality.
Because like Garfelf's guide, that kind of at least deviated from the title of the original game, but then it once started being like basics and things. I mean, no shame towards those games. I'm just saying, like, you could at least, like, I guess, like, let's say for Luigi dolls, it'd be like Luigi Dolls Mansion or something. I mean, I don't know. That's just popping ideas out there.
Yeah. So then, moving on, how do you come up with Johnny's design? I mean, like, it's pretty sick, but what's with like the long boat face? What's up with that?
So, are you talking about like for Secrets Within?
Secrets Within.
Yeah, because like that design, it was actually, I wanted to make a design as terrifying as possible, and this was like when the Momo trend. Well, not like the one that got like terminated, but like when the picture came out and everyone started memeing on it. I thought that shit was scary as a high schooler, and so I was like, screw it, I'm gonna take influence from this. And then once I did that, everyone was saying, "Oh boy, this looks a lot like Momo," and then like literally over the course of when I got back from school to like 12 or 3 in the morning one day, I decided, well, screw it, I'll make a Momo DLC and then put it on my game jolt. And so I did that using some old assets from another canceled project and, fresh new sprite work. And that, like I said, that took one day, I forgot which day, but I got home from school and I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. And then I stayed right in front of that computer, glued to the computer, until like 3 in the morning.
See, that is something. Man, like, it's kind of fascinating. So Garfelf's guide for me, it's always just been a sort of object of fascination. It's really humbling to hear how normal the design process was,
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, now I start asking some really stupid ass questions about the story. So why the fuck does Jordan want the lasagnas? Why does he enter the school minutes before 3 a.m.? What's the whole deal with that?
So the 3 a.m. thing, that was kind of a shtick. Like, I literally just said that because, like I wasn't trying to make something satirical, but this is when I was a high schooler, so I watched a lot of 3 a.m. videos. I was like, oh, 3 a.m. First thing that comes to my head. And then the whole thing with the story about the lasagnas is that it's supposed to be like closure. It's supposed to be like, trying to get the lasagnas and see if they really were poisoned and get some closure in knowing those facts, because as we know, you know, Nick's friend, man, I'm forgetting. You can part of my own war. Like, our main character's friend, he died from lasagna poisoning, and that really messed Jordan up. And so, he goes here to get closure, and hijinks ensue.
Hijinks ensue. Words true or never spoken. Let's see. Oh yeah, how do you make that like angry bass boosting noise? You know, the one like that sounded like 5 shredders falling into each other and a rock
Okay,
thrown right through it.
so that's a funny one because and I had a SoundCloud account at one point called Hunter Retro, which I guess you could say was kind of a precursor to the name you know me as now. Um, and on that SoundCloud, it was literally just like random shit posts. And one of those shit posts was an audio called pencil.mp3, which the whole thing of that, it was a prank audio I used on people back in like middle school and high school, where it was the song from SML, wanna see my pencil, and then like with the part where it says, "Hey, daddy," it's just like completely bass boost. It goes to absolute freaking hell. And I still have that actually. Like I can also upload that in the chat.
Alright.
Warning: it is a little loud. It shouldn't take too long to upload. Actually, like, let me see. I'm just gonna
Long.
do this.
Okay.
Go to file, audio, pencil.
It's just audio.
I called it pencil spaced out. There it is.
Okay. 36 seconds.
So what you're saying is that sound effect was just a bass boosted SML song?
Oh, like the process behind that is literally like I used a bunch of different sound effects and the SML song. So I guess you could say it's kind of like a smorgasbord of like different audios put together. And like the screaming you hear at the end, like that's literally Jeffy screaming.
Well, I'm gonna play the audio, so it's probably gonna cover up your talking. So.
Wanna see my pencil? Wanna see my pencil? Wanna see my pencil? Wanna see my pencil? Hey, daddy.
Why'd you do that?
This is still playing right now?
Yeah, it's done.
Okay. I couldn't hear it, so I didn't know.
Yeah.
I'll look at the stream later. I'll listen to it.
Should have gave me a. You should give me a volume
Yeah,
I
warning.
just check the chat.
Yeah, you should give me a volume warning. The chat's just going like, dude, I'm deaf now.
I gave you a volume warning, you dumbass.
But like, yeah, whole thing with that, I would literally just like freaking tell people in middle school, hey, put these earbuds on and put on max volume. We got a really awesome audio, and then like they'd start playing it, and then like when they hit that part, they're like, oh, they're just like absolutely freaking bonkers.
You know what? Coming back full circle, the video I made,
Yeah.
a kid was like, "Oh, do you have a YouTube channel?" I said, "Yeah." Then I played that video for him, put on headphones, and then
Isn't that just fantastic?
I went behind him, turned him all the way up, and it was just me like coughing to the mic. Like,
Isn't that just
That's great.
That was the worst intro. I chroma keyed the color of my room and only just left like a vaguely grainy out image of my face. That was so good.
Yeah. That is literally how. Oh, you want my friends to, like, send me the audio? Okie dokie. Audio, audio, schmaudio, radio.
Retro. LTU Games wants me to wants the audio. Is that fine?
Oh yeah. That's one of my friends.
Okay, I don't know
Like
the
the people you see,
Discord,
like
so
Buddy, LTU,
yeah, I know.
TUM,
I see that.
Axel.
I don't know the Discord, so just send it to them.
Yeah, like let me just like.
Alright, chat. I should make this clear. I am not Robert the Greatest. I'm not the owner of this channel, but I am an IRL friend of his because his Wi-Fi is being asked, so I'm the one streaming. So, just want you all to know that.
Yeah. Hold up.
If you wonder who I am the person in the chat named the Pestafan9945.
Yep. All right. So another question about the sequence within. So then, what's the deal with the staff and the students? Are they possessed? Why are they anthropomorphic cats? What's the whole business there?
The whole thing is like they're kind of like the phantoms from Five Nights at Freddy's 3 in a way. Like in Garfelf 2, like Sequence Within, you know, like I said, the school's been abandoned for a while, and so like what you really see are kind of like apparitions of, you know, the previous staff. You know, sort of like apparitions, you know, supernatural. Think of it like the movie Grave Encounters. Like they go to that asylum and like all those beings start showing up who are like previous victims of the asylum. Yeah, that's kind of the deal in like Garfelf. Like it's mostly just apparitions of who are the mostly dead staff.
All right. Then what's the deal with John? What? Let's see.
Was John, you know, like, you know, thinking about like the lore in more detail, like trying to remember it, I start realizing how 6 really retconned the lore until 7. I was like, oh, JK. So like I'll stick with like the canon ending and say, yeah, John, you know, he was sort of Garfel's right hand man of sorts, and John, in realizing the power he had, kind of took it upon himself to really put things in order. But Garfield saw an opportunity to take that and use him as like a weapon of, you know, mental destruction.
That actually makes the story make more sense. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
And then what happens when John catches the player?
When John catches the player, then, you know, it kind of ties into the field, you know, the 7th entry. You know, Jordan is trapped in the field with everyone else, dead, deformed, purgatory. You know, you're kind of just gonzo at that point.
Yeah, that checks out. Let's see. And then, let's see. So did you have a script for this whole thing, or did you just kind of like go off rip?
I kind of just went off rip. Like I was just like, okay, I'm gonna do this to the story, I'm gonna do that with the story, and that's why between 6 and 7, like the lore really retcons itself. Like
Yeah.
I kind of like going back to it. I kind of wish I did have a bit more of a script, but it was just kind of interesting to see where things went. You know, writing, like, kind of interesting to see things went without writing, and they went a pretty interesting direction because now we have the legacy known as the Garfield Sky series.
Yeah. I think the crazy disorganized story is why I covered it, because it's just really fun to observe.
Yeah, it's fun. It's almost like watching like one of the Jurassic World movies. Like, you know, it's a little unorganized, but it's still fun.
Yeah. So, so then, let's see. So, what was your response? So, how are you affected by the response? You know, all the positive reception and all of the inspiration and plagiarism that stemmed from the mod? Like, how did it affect you?
I thought it was kind of cool actually. Like, as someone growing up the way I did, I didn't really feel too much. Like, I'm not saying that sound edgy. Like, I don't feel anything. It's more like I just didn't really feel that much. But when I did feel something, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And so like that kind of describes my whole experience with that. Like, pretty cool. And like, because I always had that mindset for pretty much my entire life, I never really took advantage of many of the connections I made. Not just in the gourmet community, but in the baldy community. Never really took advantage of those connections, and kind of lost them just as fast as I got them. For well, was a few notable exceptions, which we kind of branched off from that community a while ago and formed our own community. But seeing like my own big community, it's almost kind of like I was playing God for a moment.
Yeah, I really took that into consideration. Yeah, young, mine's so young and so malleable, shouldn't have access to that kind of power. Power of the thousands with one fucking Garfelf. I'm an excellent interviewer, very insightful. I'm wonderful at this. Alright. And then, all right. Next one's the camping one. I forgot its name, and I put it as the camping one. I don't fucking know in the script. So, what time-shattering event is Jordan trying to prevent?
So in the third one, like at the end of the second one, Garfelf, he explains what happens, which kind of goes against show don't tell, but like he says you've entered the school, you're trapped here forever, but there's another option. You can go back in time and prevent all this from happening. It can all go away. You can prevent Nick's deaths, in the forest at the hands of Johnny, in the poison lasagna, or you can just stay here and just gradually descend into madness in the field. And then Jordan's like, well, then I guess I'm going back in time. And so, like, he's really going back in time to prevent, like, the death of his one, like, really close friend, and to kind of, stop himself from going down the rabbit hole he eventually went down.
All right. And then how did you do the voice acting? Because I could just imagine like a 16-year-old you huddled over a Windows 7 computer going like, "Oh, you better go back in time to the field," like in like some fake, like.
Well, like, it was a mix of that and going around because see, this computer wasn't in my room, and I had like a blue snowball from like a really old laptop I had that really sucked. And so I would record these on my phone with the blue snowball using like a USB to phone adapter, in my room if it's like something loud or something I don't want my parents to hear. And so I'd be in my room recording on my phone, then I would go downstairs and then plug my phone in and then transfer the audio. Or if my parents aren't home and like they used to go on frequent walks, so if they're going on a walk, then I just get up early in the morning and then just go recording in the family room. In fact, that's how I did some of the more louder skits and super spicy K-pop memes like that involve screaming. I would just do that when my parents weren't home. Kind of like what Super Minecraft Kid did.
All right. So then Jordan died of lasagna poisoning, but he's hanging and his face is bloody. What ungodly things happened to him? I want every gruesome detail.
Like for Nick.
Nick, yeah, that guy, Nick.
Yeah, so if you go behind the school in the third one, you see like an apparition of Nick hanging in the second game schoolhouse. So basically, like once Nick died, he was basically just he was stuck in it, like his spirit was sort of stuck in the field, while his body was just used as like energy, as like meat. So like he's literally like hung on like meat hooks and all that. His body doesn't get like disassembled or disembodied or anything like that. He's just kind of there rotting like a walker from The Walking Dead or something like that.
Man, you were 16 when you came up with this, right? Or no, if you were younger.
Uh, 15, 16, around that age range. Well, like I said, I was still in high school.
Yeah. Let's see. And then, and then with the little cassette at the end, it's revealed that Jordan and his family were threatened into attending Garfelf's private schoolhouse because his father lost a bet, and then it wasn't really elaborated on. What's the whole deal with that?
Yeah, so the whole deal with the bet thing is, his father, like, this is back when Garfelf was like in its more comedic stages. His father, Johnny Old Boy, and Garfelf had connections with each other, and they did frequent favors for each other. And it was like, one day, look, my life really depends on this. I need you to work at my robotics factory because things are just not going good, and I need some extra workers because no one else is gonna read to work here. And so then they betted, if you quit out on the job, then your son's gonna have to attend my schoolhouse. And so like, as you know from like robotic well, this doesn't take place in the same time robotic disaster does take place because that's like older Jordan. So like this is like a while ago when it was just getting its start. And so obviously this place was still out of control then. Dude walked out. And I was like, well, you lost the bet, so you know what happens. It's like, yeah, all right, son, you're going to Garfel's schoolhouse.
Yeah. And then I guess he wanted him for nefarious purposes.
Yeah, very nefarious purposes.
Man, I would totally make that bet. I would give my little ungrateful spawn to Garfelf.
Yeah.
And then that kind of transitions us to the fourth one, the Baldina one.
Yeah.
Not to be too antagonistic, but why did you choose to mod Baldina's basics? It fucking sucks.
Yeah. I realize that looking back on it now. But like back then, my philosophy was like I want each Garfield game to be different. Don't want to be like every mod series where it's like, oh, it's just the same game over and over again. I wanted to do something different, and I happened to just go a little too different. And I showed Baldina, and I kind of backtracked on that by Robotic Disaster and just went back to using the first game that I didn't know how to decompile. Like all I knew was how to retexture.
Yeah. And then between entries, John Arbuckle has gone from appearing like a boat to having a. Between entries, Johnny has gone from appearing like John Arbuckle to having the boat mouth. And now he looks like me for real. I fucking wrote that. I fucking wrote that, dude. Uh, yeah, that's the mangled version of Johnny with the rib cages popping out of the shirt. So how did he become that?
So like that actually kind of ties into like the philosophy I had when developing the games. So like at like I mentioned before, John was kind of used by Garfelf. Before Garfelf really reached his true form, like he was used as kind of like it started from him having power, they'll gradually becoming a puppet to Garfelf. And so like as time went on, he got gradually worse and worse and worse until you get to the sixth game where he reaches his final demonic form.
So yeah, we're assuming this with the pointy ears up from in that one.
Yeah.
And then why did he build another school? Was it for the same purposes? Well, I should really ask first and foremost. What was he getting out of torturing people?
Well, what he was getting out of it was more power, more satisfaction, like kind of just sort of like satiating himself for what would eventually become, the apocalyptic event in the sixth game.
So he was obtaining power, which then caused him to start the apocalypse.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, and then that answers why he built the second school. But then, was there any reason for the 7 pages to burn the school down? Did it just have like 5 tons of kerosene on each page?
Well, with the pages held, Garfelf's secrets. Like the pages were like, you know, these are my secrets, and this is where it's kind of like the Slender pages in a way. Like it's kind of like these hold the supernatural spirits of like past victims, and so put that together, and put it against Johnny Old Boy, then yeah, things just kind of combust, go. You're kind of like one of the Paranormal Activity movies.
Yeah, I always thought it was like a laundry list of his atrocities. Like it's like in Nuremberg when they had to convict the Nazis, so they just like looked into their files at concentration camps. They're like, oh, you recorded everything.
Yeah.
Oh,
Kind of like that.
okay. Matthew wants to know. All right. All right. So now moving on to robotic disaster. Um, let's see. So you tried ending the series of the previous entries. So why revisit it? Why not let it go? Were you not finished?
Well, see, with like, are you asking like did I try to end that robotic disaster or 6?
I'm talking about robotic disasters. It's 4 and then robotic disaster.
Yeah. So with robotic disaster, like I believe when like I said, my memory's kind of foggy. It's like when Garfelf 6 came out, I believe that was fresh after robotic disaster. So I could have really ended there. I could have ended at 4, but my philosophy was kind of similar to like a movie producer's philosophy. Like the hype train's still going. You can't end the series now. You gotta make more, more, and more. And so like then robotic disaster happened, and then 6 happened, and that was supposed to be the final one. Until, as you know by this point, years later, I decided to revisit it and make another Garfield game to actually tie up the story well. Because I thought not only was the ending to 6 kind of depressing, but it just didn't make any sense, really.
Yeah. No, I see that. Okay. So yeah. And then I'm assuming you added the flashlight to the game by flipping assets in a modded version.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what I did with Lido, since I didn't know how to decompile. I'll flip assets in modded versions of Baldi. And that's how you get like some of the later entries.
Yeah. All right. And then let's see. The promotional material for this one was great. You sent me one of the trailers, but like
With this one?
it was the da 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 da. I still remember that song years later. That's still
Yeah, which I actually got from like I don't know if I can find the video now, but it was from like a FNAF 7 fan trailer, and this is like way before like the like security breaches things like that were ever conceived. So it was kind of one of those old SFN fan things.
oh yeah. And then let's see. So the art direction is comparably, to the other entries in the series. It's top notch in this one. It's really pleasant on the eyes. Why is it so much better than like the MS Paint scribbles of the previous entries?
I think that's kind of because like I used a combination of like the old method and line tools, and this is when I was perfecting my graphic design skills in Paint.net. I mean, I use Photoshop now, but like back with Paint.net, I was perfecting my graphic design skills, and I was like, screw it, I'm gonna like use them with the next Garfelf entry, because like outside of like the Garfelf series, I was perfecting like my art skills with like different pieces of art, Some good, some eh. But, nonetheless, I'll perfect myself because, if I'm being real, in the future, I really want to get, into, media as, my career. But I'm still trying to figure that out years later.
Oh yeah, you're only 20. Don't stress about it.
Yeah, I'm only 20.
Only 20.
Only 20, not that old.
I'm still a young child.
You young fucker making body basics mods. Yes. Go animate at the age of 20. Yes.
Yep, that's my channel in a nutshell.
Yeah. Um. And then, so why would like a Lockheed Martin type, private investment firm like war profiteers invest in Garfelf's private schoolhouse? What was the incentive there? That one caught me off guard. I found that hilarious.
Yeah, which game are you specifically referring to again?
Robotic disaster is like some company stepped in. They're like, I'm gonna make fucking robots, and then
Yeah, so Garfelf, his connection after the school thing didn't work out, they wanted to find another way to really sort of reel people in. And so, you know what? Why not just take the technology humans have already made, something that humans rely on so much, and just kind of roll with that? And so now we have, you know, Garfield Robotics.
so like it went from being focused on education to being invested in future technologies and war profiteering because that's what pays the bills.
Pretty much.
Yeah, fair enough. Can't even complain.
Yeah, that's even
Uh,
good now.
This is what capitalism was for, baby.
Welcome to
Oh.
capital of the United States.
God bless the United States government. Okay. So, so why does the robot have the stick? I didn't think about this until I was typing out the questions, but it has the ruler. It has that really neat ruler slap sound, which is like almost orgasmic. But then,
Damn.
but like, okay, so we deploy this thing to the front lines.
Yeah.
Do we give it a rifle? No, we give it a stick. Why?
Well, the whole thing was that's not really the weapon they use when being put on the front lines. Since they're sort of a mix of a melee robot and a shooting robot, they they rip the pipe, I guess you could say, off from the walls of the facility and just decide to use that. They decide to use that to try and go after the main character because when all else fails, use what you have around you. Use your resources to your advantage.
Okay, that makes sense. So because you didn't have that previously. So well, that makes more sense now. Okay, and then
Yeah.
let's see. So, does Johnny possess the robot, or does it act on its own intuition, or did something else cause it to act out?
It was mostly Garfelf and Johnny's old spirit kind of taking advantage of that bot. It was John. It was a mix of John's control and Garfelf's control, and that's why you see Garfelf starting to act really out of character by the end of that game.
Yeah, that. All right. Yeah, this is making the story make a lot more sense in my head.
Yeah.
Let's see. Moving on to Biohazard. So I always imagined in my head, I was like a little 10-year-old watching Dark Deception videos, that you'd have that when people were infected with the virus, they would appear like, I don't know, like Johnny Old Boy, like they became mangled. They got the little boat face.
Yeah.
So what does it do? I'm curious now.
Well, the virus, imagine it kind of like the Haran virus from Dying Light. It starts you out as a ghoul, and then you start growing wings and other devilish features. You start losing a lot of your humanity, and you kind of just become a savage ghoul in a way.
yeah, that checks out. Now, so characters from different Baldi's Basics mods can be found in this one. You hinted at it in the previous entry. How do they appear in this universe?
So, like, the initial, like, plot for this whole thing is that each universe is connected. You know, Garfelf is kind of a goddish figure in a way. And so, you know, he's kind of just thinking, you know, more the merrier, right? And so we get. Oh my god, quit this. Sorry if I'm getting distracted. I was reading the chat 20 days later on. But, like, yeah. Yeah, so Garfelf is kind of like a god figure. He can tap into like different universes. He's kind of like the more the merrier, and so you know, we start getting hints of like there's more out there. There's more Garfelf. There's more, you know, overlords, and you know he starts merging those universes. And by the sixth game, you know it's kind of like, you know, they're completely merged. The merge is complete.
So, so it's like the MCU for real.
Yeah, it's like the MCU, but if Chris Chiwetel wrote it.
And then I guess all of those universes revolve around the big G.
Yeah. So if anything, you could say Garfelf is the Thanos of the Baldi universe. Because, like, as we said in, like, the beginning, you know, all this spawned from him. So, you know, it's kind of like one big fourth wall MCU-esque kind of lore piece.
All right. So then, why did you think to add those mods?
Well, see, because, like, I had a better relationship with the community at the time. And I was like, you know, Garfel's Guide, it, you know, is influenced like all these different mods. And so why not just, you know, take initiative and, you know, get permission from the mod creators, of course, to see like if it's okay to add their characters. And then like once I did get that permission, you know, add them in because like I said, you know, people are like, wow, I'm really influenced by your mod's great. And so I decided, you know, I'm gonna write a love letter to the community in the form of this game, while also kind of adding to the lore a bit.
That's pretty noble, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, also you get clout from the other mods too, so it kind of it's like mutually beneficial. Jesus, I'm not doing well today. Now, why did you choose? I have 4. Why did you choose questions? Why did you choose Vanna Melon's Basics or Vanna Lemons or whatever the hell that thing is? I looked her up. I got fat art, and then
Fuck.
Yeah, so that was initially a mod made by Louis V. Frost, and like that was one of the first like Garfelf inspired mods. It kind of got a lot of the people, including some of my friends in the community, into Vanna Melon, and so you know I decided, you know what, screw it, I'm going to put this here because it was one of the first influences. And then I kind of just went from there, like, well, what's the next influence? This influence, and then this influence, kind of like an auctioneer.
okay, so were you also inspired by Billy's Basics then?
Yeah. I was also a little bit inspired by Billy's Basics and, like, how it innovated in the genre. She's just disconnected.
Nice Wi-Fi,
Sorry,
Celeste.
hold on.
Celeste, nice Wi-Fi.
I accidentally disconnected. I hope my voice is still.
Oops, I accidentally
He's probably left
disconnected.
his computer by now. Oh no.
Yeah, your voice is, I think it's still streamed.
Sorry, technical difficulties.
I
I heard most
technical
of what you
difficulties. It's just you being an idiot.
Yeah.
So then, Putman's Clues. I misspoke in my original. I called it Cutman's Basics because, I mean, come on, can you blame me? But so was Cutman's Basics also an inspiration, or did you choose to add it in because, well, you liked it, you were friendly with the mod creator?
a mix of all of those. Like, I was friends with the mod queer at the time, and I, saw like it has some influence of Garfelf in it, and so like it started out as Easter eggs in 5, and then kind of turned into like a full character in 6.
All right, and then Luigi doll. That was one of the ones that like plagiarized or well, it was a bit more than inspired. It like
Yeah,
it pretty much copied every plot point from Garfelf's
yeah,
side.
yeah, and so like I decided like because like at the time we were in like a server of the creator of that game, who I will not be naming because of recent dramas they've gone into, but you know um I was in their server and I decided to be kind to them because like I think they were going through like hard times and all of that, and I was like, you know what, you're pretty cool. I know your mod pretty much plagiarizes my mod entirely, so hey, it's kind of also falls into that category of came from Garfelf, so why not make it one of Garfelf's minions?
Man, that's sweet. And then Nick. Nick's an apparition from the field. Am I correct in saying that?
Yes.
Okay.
Like,
And
said, am I
then-
erect in saying that?
Okay, so then you had that sort of ending at the end of Biohazard that was like, "Huh, I'm actually Garfield the whole time, and I just retconned the whole series." And then that got retconned itself. But then he had this rant, and he was talking about, "And everyone copied Marley's basics, and they all wanted me to do more, and I said no more, but I kept doing it." Were you expressing your frustrations in that rant?
No, it wasn't. I was actually kind of trying to like give Garfield a bit more like fourth wall breaking character, thinking of what he would think of it. Personally, I didn't mind the copies, but like I feel like someone like Garfield would. So I was more expressing like Garfield, like I was kind of being in character instead of like actually expressing my frustrations.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That definitely aligns with what you've told me previously. And then we get to Into the Field. Who hot dog? This is one impressive mod that I've never played because it is gone. Kaput. So when do you have an archive of it? That's my first question.
Yeah, I have an archive of the trailer, I believe. Like, I have several archives in regards to it, which I'm going to I'm trying to find it because I still have this file open on my junk drive. So, like, if I go into a folder called no, it's not there. You see, as you can tell, my folders are very organized. No, I see why. What the problem is, I'm in the trash folder. Well, no, it isn't here. It's most likely in videos. If not there, probably. Actually, you know what? Now that I think of it, it's probably in like another folder I have called down. If we can't find it within like the next minute, then I probably just ask.
Can't find it next minute. It's lost media.
He has like archives of like a good majority of this stuff. Like, let's see if I go into older down.
I love memeing the ending because if Garfelf's funny, angry face.
Okay,
And
looking
whoa,
at
with
it, I
Garfelf.
don't believe so, but I know that.
No, it's lost media.
My friend Axel, who's also in the chat, may have an archive to that.
All right.
Video 1 W1V. No, it's something else. Yeah, I was just making sure.
Fuck. Accidentally, dude.
John.
I accidentally put a cut
So
in my
John,
foot with my toe. I don't know how I did that.
You say John Op.
No, John.
John.
Read
of
chat,
course.
Celeste.
My mistake. How could I?
Read the chat, buddy. It's your channel.
You, son.
I mean, it's my stream, but it's your channel.
I'm proud of you.
The trailer is archived? Oh.
Skibbity toilet.
Son, I want you to watch Skibbity Toilet with me. And, what if Gen Alpha is the only generation, like along with Gen Z, who gets too much screen time in the future? Then there'll be like a nursing home. Everyone will have
Gen
a
Z,
regulated amount of internet.
yeah, that
dangerous
and them and
algorithms will be
Max,
outlawed, and then
them
you'll
and
just have this one dude who's like, "Who this? That Sonny? You see that? That nurse has a yacht. Skibbity Ohio Riz."
Celeste,
I
it's them
feel
and
like we're
fucking
getting
Max.
to that point as a species.
Yeah. We were not meant to have this level of mass communication. It should have evolved to this point over like 5,000 years.
I feel like that's why high school itself is also kind of a joke now.
Yeah. My good God. Oh,
Garfelf's Guide 7 trailer is not lost media.
All right.
Hooray.
That's pretty neat. So were you able to find it?
Like I said, I wasn't able to find it on my computer, but like I said, Axel probably has it.
Yeah. All right. Then I guess.
Is that all the questions?
All right. So then, my next question goes. The first thing in that question is, this mod is impressive, and it is. How do you make your own map from all these basics?
Well, if we answered them like the previous question, I didn't, and it was all just reskins of other people's mods, which I credited.
Oh, I thought that was like fully original. I thought you made it, man. You know what? It's like the illusion's not shattered or anything because I didn't. Yeah, that makes sense. I couldn't do it in a million years.
Yeah, I am not a decompiler. I'd have to ask someone else for that.
Yeah, and then let's see, and then Jordan's going toe to toe with Garfelf. So you have Garfelf chasing Jordan, but then you have all the other NPCs. So are those all extensions of Garfelf?
Yeah, they're actually like extensions of Garfelf. Since Garfelf has full power in the field, he's able to create different illusions, different apparitions, and so it's kind of his personal playground. Oh, by the way, actually just sent me the Seppin's trailer archive.
Sweet. Hold up, I'm gonna give me just a second.
Which actually, chat, I think like, wait. Okay, yeah, I know. I know where all my Garfelf assets are. They're in a folder on my MediaFire account, called Garfelf Archive. That's where they are. So I'd have to re-download that to recover like every trailer I have. Which actually I'm gonna do that right now in the background.
Sweet. And then I get. Am I allowed to talk while you're still doing your thing?
Oh yeah, sure.
All right. So in the end, Jordan meets a little girl. What's the story behind that? Because she wasn't mentioned previously in the lore.
So like he was one of Garfel's victims, and this is like a victim, but way before freaking This is way before like the first game, way before Nick. Yes, and so that like them being one of Garfel's previous victims, they've been stuck in the field. So that's how we discovered them. Through into the field. They've been stuck in the field, and when you're in the field, you're not really anywhere.
Yeah, that checks out. And then, see, and in the end, does Jordan return to his reality or an altered version of his world?
He kind of returns to, his life before the Garfield shenanigans, before like any of that happened. Although, in that timeline, obviously, the Garfield stuff just kind of ceases to exist, and Jordan's finally allowed to live a normal life with his normal family, and all's well that ends well.
All right, and then I'm out of questions for Garfelf's guide, so I have a bunch of other like silly questions by the name CubeMaster Pro. I'm assuming
Yeah.
you're a huge rap fan because you told me that earlier.
Yeah. So the name Keymaster Pro, it actually came from two things. I actually wanted to be a Minecraft YouTuber at one point. This is way before like Dream and YouTubers like that showed up. But I wanted to be a Minecraft YouTuber, but that never really panned out. But
Damn.
like when I thought it was gonna pan out, I thought like, Cube Master a Pro. I'm the master of cubes and I'm a pro. Cube Master Pro. And I kind of just stuck with that name for a little while.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, my first name was Cole, the comic book kid, because my name was Cole. Then it was Elock, the original, which was my name backwards.
Yeah.
Cole the comic book kid is crazy.
But I saw a typo one time.
Like the folder with like all the trailers, including like the Garfelf 6-1, which, funny thing about that is like I initially got the idea for the gag of like the trailer from I got the gag idea from Super Mario Logan because I was an avid watcher of that channel back in the day. And so it was kind of like, it was from the episode, the Toys R Us closing one. And they're talking about like making a song to like reignite interest in Toys R Us. And Junior brought up the idea we should make the
Forgot
thumbnail
the plate
girl with
existed.
boobs and title it "You Cannot Believe What She Can Do with Her Mouse," and people will click on it only for it to be Toys R Us. That's where I got the idea to do that. And then it was like, they're expecting movies, which I'm uploading that right now. And then like it cuts to the Garfield 6 trailer, which that's when people were like, "Holy crap, Garfield 6!" I wanted to be like a big Scott Cawthon moment.
Scott Cawthon. What if I just release an image, but they had to turn up the saturation to see Springtrap?
That was my inspiration back then.
Yeah, you used FNAF music in that one in Garfelf's Guide 2.
Yeah,
Then I remember having to like reverse engineer that to find that. It took me like a solid hour.
yeah. For me, it was like I'm gonna take this and use it because it's cool.
It was pretty cool. And then
Yeah.
let's see. Back in the day, you pulled a decently sizable audience on YouTube under the name CubeMaster Pro. And then I guess can you just like describe like some of your videos for this channel? Just from this period. Talk about it. I don't know.
So like part of the Garfield archive includes some of those videos, but like for most part, it was kind of like a mixture of different content styles. At first, it started like there's that one archive which I downloaded off of YouTube of my animation memes video. So like initially it was like hey guys, this is a commentary because like on my old channels, the Going to Guy 67 before I deleted it for safety reasons after my Going to Guy 67 archive channel got hacked with one of those Tesla Bitcoin scam streams. I tried doing commentary videos on there because I used to watch a lot of commentary videos like Leafy, Power Cynical, and one of the first ones was literally about the Logan Paul Japan incident. And the thumbnail was literally like the title was a Leafy title. It was the dankest suicide or something like that. And I don't know, I tried to be like freaking edgy and all that. Everyone was trying to do that back in 2016 before demonetization happened. And so I shifted my focus into more PK Russell style content with the animation meme video and all that. And then I know you have these questions for later, but like later on, inspiration took from Dumbsville. And I always kept on coming back to commentary, but in today's day and age, it's like that's not really healthy style content to make, so I'm just gonna not do it. But like for most part, after that, it kind of turned into Garfelf's Guide, a series called All You Had to Do Was Pass the Salt, inspired by like an old friend group me and my other friend Quincy were a part of, and other memes which there's actually one that I have, which I don't think I've even shown you at all. It's a skit. It's like a series of two skits called Under the Hood, which was actually inspired by Quincy and anonymous person. The guy who did Luigi's Basics. It was inspired by a dub they did, which was Undertale comic. And so I decided to take that and make it Under the Hood, which I'm going to try and find and upload right here. Which, like I said, it's a series of like a couple skits. But like, for the most part, the channel is pretty mixed media. I think is the best way to put it. It's pretty mixed media.
Yeah. It's not like it's not like I'm not guilty of the same thing. So
Yeah.
it's like I have a 40-minute retrospective, then a 13-minute retrospective, then a video about autism, in 100 videos, autistic videos, and then one where I made the new norm woke,
Yeah, woke norm.
the woke norm.
Ain't the same as the old norm.
Yeah, that was AI generated. No, for viewers who don't know this, there was there's like a right wing grift going on Twitter where like someone made like I hate anti woke I hate woke cartoons, so we're making anti woke sitcom, and it's like you can be conservative and funny. Like Shane Gillis is my favorite, right? And like all you have to do is just like not shove your politics in someone's face, and you're funny, and then they just do that.
Hank Hill in King of the Hill is the exact same way.
Except like he's they take his conservative perspective, they shine different lights on it, and then in the end, he and like the more left wing people in his circle all grow together. It's beautiful.
Yeah, that's like the proper way to do like a conservative cartoon. Just do like freaking King of the Hill style, not this freaking Elon Musk dick writing the first animated sitcom on X. I want no
Yeah.
money.
Yeah, they actually used X.
Yeah, which it's not called.
It's been a
X
year
on
since
Twitter. I
that.
will
It's
say
fucking.
this
It's been over a
every
year
day
since
when
that.
we
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's subtle black humor.
Yeah, that for context, like I just posted Under the Hood in the chat, which like the disclaimer is like a rap song, that I recorded myself with like a stock rap instrumental, but like it's like the most white boy rap sounding thing on the planet. Like, bro, this is something that would make Eminem cringe.
It just is this some like Tom McDonald shit?
Kinda, or like three, kind of like 3 Pac. May he rest in peace.
Yeah. Wait, are you black? Is it?
I am mixed racial. I grew up in a majority black family, that's mostly because like my uncles decided to marry black women. So for the most part I'm like mixed racial. So I'm I'm like mixed to mostly European and Filipino, but I'm also a sizable portion black. So I'm kind of a whole melting pot. Though, out of respect, I still don't do things like say the N word constantly because, you know, even if I did grow up in a black family and I'm a small majority black, I still just avoid that to avoid controversy.
Oh yeah.
Fair enough.
I always, yeah. I'm thinking back to your like your OC, like your little avatar from CubeMasterPro.
Yeah.
I always just assumed you looked like that guy.
Yeah, which it kind of is. Like, I wonder if I have like a good picture of myself because like actually, if you go on my Instagram, which I don't know, do I still have it linked on my channel? Well, I have like my profile picture,
If you
like my picture of myself is on my Instagram, which is posted in chat. And this is like people say I look Hispanic. Well, my mom, I know, she says I look Hispanic, though I don't have a drop of Hispanic blood in me, unless you want to count Filipino as Hispanic, which that's debatable.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Yeah. This. Put on a top hat and you look pretty much 1-to-1 like your avatar.
Yeah,
You got the round head and all.
Yeah.
Super Mario Bros. Shirt. Oh, that was. I think I used to have one of those.
Yeah, I remember I wore that on like one of my trips to a place called Mala, Georgia, in my home state.
Yeah.
I think I
And-
still have that shirt.
Let's see. So then we get to some of the nasty stuff.
Yeah.
All right, so there were some allegations floating around saying that you drew lewd pictures of an underage character, but in private you denied these allegations and said having a weird but, well, honestly, forgivable answer. So, do you care to share?
Yeah, I definitely care to share because like I know the people like to talk shit will probably like stumble upon this video, and I just want to say for the record, I'm not gonna name their names because one, I cut them out of my life completely, and two, I don't want to incite any kind of harassment on either me or them. But basically, I was part of their group. They're responsible for taking down, different people. Like I said, not gonna name names off the internet. And one of these people who they took down, they were I actually had contact with them for a little while. They were an avid Garfelf fan. Even did a collab with them once, but they were revealed to be talking inappropriately with people, and so I just cut ties with them. After that, I kind of stuck with that group for a little while, but then like drama with another person started, which I'm just gonna say their name because like if you don't know anything about Daredevil Entertainment, then you probably heard their name before. Daryl's Stories of IT. We got drama there, and during that drama, people were kind of like you know kind of dipping away from my side because I was being a little irrational, which yes I was, and I guess to them it showed my true colors, quote unquote. Because like this is around the time where I was going through stuff on my own, so like whenever Daryl would make a jab at me, I would take it personally, and I wrongfully just like made way more parts of that rant series than I needed to, and so these people they were known for drawing FNAF porn, which I'm just gonna say outright. Like I said, not naming them, but they drew FNAF porn, and I had someone show me evidence of this, which unfortunately I do not have anymore. So all you can really do is take that at face
I don't think I could
value.
even show it on stream in the first place.
This made me think, like, because see, I was still growing up around this time. I was still developing because, like, autism and all of that. That's something I haven't mentioned up to now. I have autism, so I'm not really pre-programmed, or for lack of a better term, with like the knowledge of what's right and what's wrong. So,
Yeah. No,
um, I,
I understand. Yeah, I have autism, and I like know firsthand that I've had to spend a good deal of time learning what's appropriate around others and what isn't.
Yeah, same
yeah.
here.
So, like, initially, there's this one character from a Nickelodeon show, which people are drawing like a bunch of SFW of, and so, behind the scenes, yeah, I'm gonna expose myself. I had several lewd art Twitter accounts, which by now you can not really find unless you really go digging deep on Rule 34. You most likely will not find anything from that old account. But so like there's this character from Nickelodeon show who's like 16, and so like it wasn't even anything lewd I sketched out. Well, I mean it was lewd, but it was SFW. It wasn't NSFW. It wasn't like someone getting railed or anything. It was just
Yeah.
like
Is it okay if I give a description for
yeah,
the
you can
audience?
give a description. It was
All
more
right,
like
beach ball boobies, basically. Large, enormous honkers, like actual fucking beasts. The
It was
hugest
like-
things I've ever seen.
yeah, it was like a sort of exaggerated pinup to say the least, fully clothed and all that. And so, I initially showed this to this group naively asking, "Hey, like, if I ate this character up, is this okay to draw?" And they're like, "No." And then I said, "Okay, I'll make changes." And so in the final sketch, or the final drawing, it wasn't even that character. It was like, completely different character that I just made up. I pulled out of my ass, drawn over that original sketch. And what I didn't know is that asking this question to them was probably the biggest mistake I would make in my life. And so, I asked, once I asked the people this question, the jail drama was kind of hitting its peak, and the people were like kind of ganging up on me. They're like, you have shitty ways of handling things. You're just a trash person altogether, completely uncalled for, way out of left field. And so then I was like, you know what? I don't need this. I'm leaving. And so I left the server. And later on, I asked, after I got over like my hard times, I was like, hey, I've had time to think about this stuff. It's okay. I come back. And then like a member of this server who initially introduced me to the server, he literally reached out to me through DMs And I was like, hey, look, I know you contacted this person. I have some really bad news for you that I know you're not going to like to hear, but everyone in this community thinks you're a PDF file.
You could say the
And that's
word.
when I started having a mental breakdown.
You could say the
Then, like,
word.
these people added me to a group chat, and then, like, I absolutely lost it. Like, after this, as things started happening both online and IRL, I tried deleting my emails, all my social medias. I tried deleting Discord. I even moved on to other things for like a little while until like lovely friends of mine like Quincy reached out and are like, "Hey, dude, I see you bounce back. You know, I hope you're doing good." And then like that kind of leads into like when I became part of the community I'm in now, which because of like drama surrounding different members who we've exiled from this community, I will not be naming this community publicly, but you know I kind of become part of this new community, and we've kind of vowed to stick by each other. And some of my most personal and closest friends have come out of this community. Before I even met this community, I actually, IRL, because of like the events online and IRL, attempted game ending. Which, if you've been on YouTube, you know what that means. And like you might be asking, is this like kind of hard to talk about? Not really, because like it happened in the past. It happened. And, like, eventually, I cut those people from that other anonymous server. I cut them out of my life completely. And they're trying to, like, use my friend Quincy as, like, a sort of way to, like, smuggle information between us. And Quincy, being such a great friend he is, told me that, hey, I'm still in contact with these people. They're still trying to talk shit. And I told them, look, if we're still going to be friends, please cut these people out. And he was like, you know what? Yes, because like, he's still a good friend. He's proven to me multiple times that these people, we have completely cut contact with these people, and for the most part, if you come across people who talk about, hey, this person is a PDF file, and they show like dog shit evidence, don't believe them, because they are notorious for harassing people. They have done terrible things. They've gotten involved in people's personal lives, leaking their personal info. Like I said, I'm not naming these people because I don't want people I don't want to incite drama, and I don't want people to like seek these others out. But like, just know I'm in a much better place. I am safe, and yeah, that's pretty much what happened.
Well, I really am glad to hear that you
Got
bounced
you.
back. But just another question on top of that. How many years ago was this? Like 2, 3?
Memory's foggy, so I try to like wipe it out, but like I say around it was somewhere around 2022, either early 2022 or late 2022.
So you're like 18-ish?
Yeah, 18-ish. Yeah.
So then, okay, so like, I get that there's like an age disparity between someone who's 16 and someone who's 18 and the development of the frontal lobe and all that. But it kind of begs the question, like, should an 18-year-old like drawing someone who's about in like the same age range, goes to the same school, like maybe not freshman, but like, like junior age, is like, how's that? I don't get how that's bad, really. And plus, it's like well, you were going to age her up, and you asked for permission initially, and then it's like it's an awkward situation. I can see it being tough to defend you, but I really don't see anything you've done wrong. It just seems like an honest mistake that might have rubbed something wrong.
It was an honest mistake that was taken out of context, and those people manipulated me into thinking that I was some kind of monster. And that really affected me in real life. Like I said, I started having issues with my family. I started having issues with, people I knew in real life. All because I thought I was always. But they kept on saying, like, whenever I give them the context, they would say, "Shut the fuck up! You are not a PDF file. You are not any of that shit. You are being absolutely delusional." And I know, like, in front of my parents specifically, they saw a lot of my mental decline. But like I said, I bounced back. Well, and I'm not gonna deny, like like the loot art stuff, kind of weird, but it's not cancel worthy. It's not like I texted Meyer saying, "Hey, you want to see my furry?" No, I didn't see anything. I didn't say or do anything like that. And in fact, even like Buddy, who was in this chat earlier, I told him about the whole thing, and his exact response was along the lines of, I will not deny that was weird. You shouldn't have drawn a Nickelodeon character like that, but at the same time, you've learned from it. You've grown. You don't do it anymore. So I genuinely see no reason why these people are trying to harass you. And you know what? I think that's the best way to sum it up. I think Buddy sums it up like the best way I think anyone can. It's weird, but you learned from it.
Yeah, it's like even if there was nefarious intent behind it, there's, I mean, like, you've grown, so it's not like anyone can stay mad, and there
Yeah.
wasn't. So that makes it a lot better.
Yeah.
And who am I going to believe more? Someone who's shown me his who's like talked to me, shown me his face, and has told me context from every angle, or someone who just pulls stuff out of their ass and is like, yeah, no, he's a pedo, trust.
Source, trust me, bro.
Like literally, people like that are just, like it's the problem with like internet culture today. Like the moment you say anything, like you make a controversial joke, or like it's like the a tried and true case of we don't like you, so we're going to try and get you to game end yourself. Which that's just absolute dog shit behavior. Like it's like if you don't like someone, just tell them, hey, fuck off, just stop talking to us. Don't go to like the lengths of like trying to ruin someone's life with false allegations.
Cough, cough. Twitter.
That's like so phenomenally monstrous. There's just really no way I can. Yeah, and then you say, yeah, it's just terrible. And then I guess after this, you moved on to a channel called Daredevil Entertainment, which was
actually, this was actually during the Daredevil Entertainment thing, because I still have a lot of archives of these rants per Axel. He actually archived the channel before it went down. When that whole PDF file thing went down, that's when Daredevil Entertainment got deleted, because that was the primary channel I used. Some of the guests on that channel were part of that community, and an old series I did called The Victoria Show featured characters from that community. So, like I said, I completely scrubbed my brand of all of that. I don't. The only reason I have archives on my computer is just so history isn't lost. And I just endlessly thank Axel for archiving this stuff.
Yeah. Shout out Axel.
Yeah, Axel Gallus, absolute mad lad in the community.
And then you said they were like similar in style to Dumbsville. They were like more commentary-esque.
Yeah, they were more on the commentary side, which I believe I believe there's a the first Daryl rant is actually up on Mediafire. I'm not gonna upload in chat because like that would take literally forever. The like upload, but like yeah, if I go here and just like a copy the Mediafire link and put it in chat right here. It's called Daryl's video in the file name.
All right, I'll watch that later, and then that'll be my first exposure to Daredevil Entertainment.
And if you want more, I'm happy to please.
Oh, baby. Yeah. And you said you have, you told me privately that you were going to archive all of this on a channel called, like, CubeMasterPro /DDE archives.
Yeah, I was thinking about that actually. Like, I'm probably just gonna upload it to like my Retroman TV channel and just put it in like an unlisted playlist.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking of doing, because like I already have an unlisted playlist there, but like just to preserve history, upload it and then just put it in like an unlisted playlist on a channel. So if you really want to watch it, just like do a couple clicks on my channel, then you'll find it. When I do upload it.
Yeah, and I guess you kind of have a unique perspective on history and records, because you tried to wipe your everything, and now you want it back.
Yeah, like I think because like the whole reason like I wanted it back really is because I kind of regret it because there's like a lot of old videos which I purged off my computer. I wish I never did that because these were some videos I never really posted outside Discord servers. And so, like, unfortunately, there's a lot of lost media within my community and like personal friend circle. But for the most part, I'm glad like I'm able to find some of the archives that were there. I thought my life was truly done and over when I heard the PDF file allegation. Because like I said, I didn't know right from wrong, and so these people literally took an advantage of me. And so like I said, I thought my life was over. I thought the only way was out, but you know that didn't happen. I got my old email back. I um you know got a fresh start, cut myself away from those people, and in a nutshell, bounced back.
Yeah, I might be repeating myself, but I really am glad you bounced back. And then, um, yeah, I am. Today you go by the alias Retro or Retroman TV. All of these usernames are better than all of the usernames that you've given so far are better than any of the ones I've had. Because right now I'm Robert the Greatest.
Yeah, like for
I'm fucking
Retroman
Nepestafan
TV, then it initially
9945.
started as just Retroman, and then like when I got back on YouTube, I turned to Retroman TV, and like people in my personal friend circle now who've known me longer than like most of the other people I've associated with, they call me either Cube or Retro. They call me either or, and I just say whatever one you prefer is fine. Like I know who you're talking about, and regardless of like what you say or what you don't say.
Yeah, and then yeah, and then you upload incomprehensible Go Animate shit posts along with the occasionally well polished gameplay video. What are your future ambitions with the channel, and are you looking to expand your brand in like any capacity?
So like my future ambitions, like as you know, I've got more into live streaming. The reason those live streams have kind of halt, if you keep up with my channel, is because like I'm still trying to sort out a new Wi-Fi situation because the Wi-Fi I had initially kind of copped out on me, and so I'm looking for like a new kind of provider. But like I'm sure those streams should resume eventually. So like initially the channel started out was like vlogs that are unlisted. And then like I decided to make these go and make shit posts like inside jokes with my friends, and these kind of like picked up, especially the Oliak gets ground out on Mastress one, which has like 100,000 views. And so it kind of just like it took me a little while. It took me a year to double down on that and make like two more of those recently. In between that, I've kind of made like a bit of mixed media, like gameplay videos, a MomoCon vlog since I've been doing a lot more con going lately. I don't know if I'm gonna make a con vlog for the con I'm going now, which is like Dragon Con. I don't know if I'm gonna make a vlog for that. I might not. But I've also been dabbling into live streaming, and I'm hoping to like at least get like a small following in the live stream front, while also making my usual brand of goofy, like I want to say random humor because that makes me sound like Pickle and Peanut or some dude bro show from like the 2010s. But like my sort of randomized, sort of surrealist style of humor. I want to keep doing that while also doing like live streams because like I have fun like on live streams. Like whenever I invite some friends over, like play some games, it's like it's fun. We should do this again more sometimes. And like I said, it's been a little while since the last live stream, but I do want to resume those. I have the resources, I have the setup, and it's like why not share my first impressions on games like Sonic and Shadows to the world?
Yeah, and yeah, and then I'm really bad at bringing it's sort of transitioning one question to another, but fuck it, this is my last one. So feel free to answer this if you'd like.
All
You've
right.
told me about. You've told me that you're cooking up something for Garfelf's Guide. Is there anything you're comfortable sharing with?
So what's that The new Garfel's Guide thing, I have not
Yeah.
gotten updates on the developers end for that. It was mostly the idea of another one of my friends. I would have to check in with them if it's okay to like share stuff from that. I guess the closest thing I could share in regards to it would be like a like kind of shitpost drawing they did kind of to demonstrate like
I
the
guess what I
style.
should be asking is, what should we be expecting?
I guess what to expect. A, a sort of texture pack for Baldi's Plus that kind of goes back to basics. You know, something that doesn't like sort of build off like the horror edge vibe that Garfield originally went for. Something that goes back to basics. Something on the more comedic side. And so, yeah, something that goes back to basics. Probably not going to go into like the edgy direction the original went in. It might just be this, or it might just have constant updates. I really don't know for sure. I'd have to check in with his friend about it. But like, what's certain is that we're going in the direction of back to basics.
Sweet. And yeah, I'm out of shit. I
Yeah.
Retro, it has been phenomenal talking with you. Um, it's kind of great because like when I was growing up, you kind of inspired me to get into game development. That never really went anywhere, but you know, the sort of inspiration never left me. I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
It's just kind of unique to be talking to, I guess, one of my childhood idols, even if it was briefly and over an internet game. But it's still
Yeah.
phenomenal. And to find out, even further that you're just really a down to earth and chill dude blows me away.
Yeah. Yeah, that definitely. Like that's what a lot of people say about me. And I guess like that's part of why some people used to try taking advantage of me online in IRL. Like I'm not gonna go into it, but like I had a falling out IRL with some people, and I really kind of screwed up my perception of like people IRL for a little while. But I bounced back from that because like I'm going to cons now. I'm mostly just trying to be like down to earth person, but I'm also trying to form my shield. Like I used to just have like no guard and just be like, okay with a lot of things. But if I see someone trying to take advantage of me, I've kind of been training myself to keep that guard up and be like, yeah, it's been fun and all that, but I have my limits. And so I'm definitely trying to like iron out my weaknesses of like caring too much and things like that.
Yeah, I dig. Um, yeah, what else? I'm sorry you met Matthew earlier. I really am.
Don't worry, it's fine.
Kill yourself.
He was talking. I know Matthew could end like he could just cut this off and do whatever because he's in my account right now. But I'm so he just kept like interrupting you.
Celeste, kill yourself.
It's fine. I mean, like I said, I don't really care. Like, if we invited like extra people to the interview, like it's perfectly fine. Like, like I said, I'm pretty down to earth. I don't really, hold grudges against people. In fact, like I said, I've been patching up a lot online in IRL.
Yeah. And now we get to see you exonerated in front of like 5 people. Oh, 4 now.
Or more, people like the pod.
Yeah. And then you know what? You know what would be really funny?
What?
If you posted one of those beach ball titty pictures on your community tab.
I wish YouTube would allow me to do that, but I think they would just say, "No, you're out of the game, son. Get out of here."
Yeah.
I'd be open to doing it if society wasn't so sensitive, but knowing YouTube is like, we have an image to maintain.
Create an OnlyFans, post it there.
Literal porn ads on their website. Like, I'm sorry,
Yep.
like, I'll slightly off topic. I've seen this, like, freaking, like, mobile game ads and then, like, the webtoon ads. Well, not for webtoons specifically, but, like, just for webtoons in general.
Yeah,
Like,
Webtoon's like, my boyfriend became an alien and then he fucked me with his tentacles.
Exactly. There's so many of that on YouTube now, and it's like, okay, you know, like, if I want people to see my stuff, just make it an ad. They'll accept it. That's gotta dish out some money. That's capitalism for you, folks.
You know, Susan's ghost is down in hell, and she's like, "No beach ball titties allowed."
Yeah, Susan's just gonna go freaking ham on my channel before anyone can even discover it.
Yeah, man. I'm just kind of waiting for Matthew to cut it off. Hold up, I'm gonna add him multiple times.
Celeste, I'm here.
Maybe he took a bath, or is sleeping, or even better.
It's 5:39.
Like
Okay,
6:39.
he said I'm here. All right. Yeah. Okay. Matthew.
Hi.
I can't hear you.
Hi.
We
Hi.
haven't been able to hear you this whole time. Your mic's been off the whole time.
Yeah.
Chat can hear.
That's such a chat moment. Gee, chat.
Oh, that means we haven't been able to hear him the entire time. Oh no! Oh, his ass probably talked the whole fucking time. Yeah, we should end, Matthew. Matthew's texting me of my phone.
Alright,
I'm just waiting for him to pull the plug on the thing now.
Chat, thank you guys so
Yeah.
much for watching. Enjoy
Matthew,
the stream.
do it.
I will see you,
Damn it.
well, not me, but soon. Goodbye.
That's what it do so done.